they call them fun boys. They'll say, we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta.
What about Busta Rhymes? I've definitely seen quite a few people not too happy about your story about Busta Rhymes.
Ain't nobody saying nothing to me.
I never heard of him.
Model dude, like a model guy. He be doing like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin, and the club we ended up going to, Busta Rhymes in there. Well, I knew about this like in 2012. I knew about this in 2012.
If Busta ever try to front me, hit you with no delay, so what you saying, yo? Silly with that 9 milli, what the devil, yo? Yeah, I do his better than him. He better not play with me. I will and perform Busta Rhymes' show. Cause look, man, if they try to say that if you ever thought that the Busta Rhymes was better than me, you crazy.
And I'm walking across the street and Busta Rhymes just grabbed my hand. And he holding my hand. Now I ain't know it was Busta at first. You know, Busta Rhymes tall. I'm sure I came up to about right here. So the first thing I noticed was this big ass flip mode chain that was blinding me. So I look at the chain and I'm like, and I look up, I'm like, oh, what's up, Busta? What's up?
Not Busta Rhymes out here getting put on blast as a super zest monster. And look, that ain't even me talking that straight from his own bodyguard's mouth.
I seen you talking about Busta Rhymes before.
Oh yeah.
In some of your videos.
Oh yeah. Super zest monster.
So Busta Rhymes is out here going viral because a former bodyguard decided to air him out, claiming he had some real suspect requests when it came to young dudes in his VIP section. But trust me, that's just the start. See, Orlando Brown been running his mouth too, saying Busta is one of the many DL rappers who supposedly turned him out. And now, to top it all off, 50 Cent jumped in the mix, dropping some not-so-slick hints about Busta's so-called secret lifestyle. And now, to make things even wilder, a bunch of dudes are coming forward, dropping their own stories about how Busta supposedly made some out-of-pocket advances and tried to get them to party with him. But let's keep it a buck. This ain't just about who they are into. It's about these DL industry dudes acting all hard in public, but moving real funny behind the scenes, putting hands on folks cause they too shook to live their truth.
But if you notice, like, there's countless videos of Busta Rhymes getting mad at females for just being girls. This girl touched him one time, he go crazy, throw a drink on her and everything. See what I'm saying? Like, what? Why you getting mad at females? You go to these guys, they in the club, go to their section. It's all men in the section.
Seems like folks in the industry have been side-eyeing Busta Rhymes' antics for a minute, just whispering behind closed doors. But now, everything's spilling out in the open. So, what exactly did Orlando Brown and 50 Cent say about Busta Rhymes? And did he really cross the line with young men? Let's get into it and break it all the way down.
I'm Prince tonight.
Did you know that way back in 2006, Busta Rhymes made headlines for wilding out on a male fan with a homophobic slur? According to the New York Post, the dude walked up, tapped Busta on the shoulder, just trying to show love and congratulate him on his comeback. But instead of taking the compliment, Busta Rhymes snapped, straight up going off on him. Then he turned to his bodyguard and said, "I hate effing F-word man." And check this out. Back in 2007, when Busta Rhymes got asked about homophobia in the rap game, he made it real clear where he stood. He straight up said that because of what he represents culturally, he don't condone homosexuality at all. And when they pressed him further, asking if hip-hop would ever embrace a gay rapper, Busta ain't even bothering with the response. He just got up and dripped from the interview. Fast forward to today, and it's looking like Busta Rhymes might just be another rapper out here, hiding his true self while taking his frustrations out on other people. But let's keep it real. This ain't even about Busta possibly being into men, because at the end of the day, that's his business. The real issue here ain't him allegedly being into men. It's the self-hate, the aggression, and the way he supposedly puts hands on women and former male workers he hires. That's where the hypocrisy comes in for me. But let's take it back to the early 2000s, when folks first started whispering about Busta's preferences. And you know who had the guts to spill that hot tea? None other than Wendy Williams. So what exactly did Wendy put out there about Busta's so-called secret lifestyle? She was out here exposing the so-called homo thug.
We come from a very homosexual era of hip-hop as well. There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle.
Word on the street is, back in the day, Wendy Williams had a whole roster of rappers living on the DL, and she wasn't shy about putting them on blast. She'd have folks call into her show, dropping all kinds of messy details about their so-called run-ins with these industry dudes. And guess whose name supposedly made that infamous list? Yep, none other than Busta Rhymes. One time, a dude allegedly called into Wendy's show and spilled some wild tea, said Busta straight up punched him in the face right after he got down on his knees for him. But that ain't even the craziest part. The caller claimed Busta told him to keep quiet about what went down, and get this, it supposedly happened at a club in NYC, a known spot where rappers would slide through for these kinds of encounters with gay men. Even though Busta allegedly pulled some major strings to get that recording scrubbed from the internet, Wendy's OG fans still remember that episode like it was yesterday. And let's not forget, Wendy wasn't just spilling on Busta. She was one of the first to put Diddy's rumored DL lifestyle on blast too, and she even came with receipts. But here's where it gets real messy. Word is, when Diddy found out Wendy had a photo of him with another man, he wasn't having it. He allegedly used his power to get her fired from Hot 97 and practically ran her out of New York, leaving her no choice but to start over in Philly.
When she put out those pictures of the dude pulling his pants down and it looked like some gay act that was going on, he got on the phone. He said, let me tell you this. When I get back to New York City, if she's on the radio station, he's talking to a radio executive. He said the same thing he said, nobody that I deal with, nobody that I know is gonna do anything with y'all, no business at all. It ain't gonna be no artist, no nothing gonna come. He's telling people that at a radio station. When we got back to New York City, Wendy Williams was in Philly at a new station.
Wow.
That's the power he had.
Jaguar Wright just put it out there. Wendy Williams was the first to blow the whistle on Diddy and his crew of so-called homo thugs in the industry.
Shout out to Wendy Williams, the first woman to uncover the homo thugs. That's what these down low bitches was called when Wendy first started talking about it in the 90s, the homo thug. She talking about Diddy.
And then what's the stuff that's happening to Wendy Williams? You think this is all connection too?
Of course. They've been waiting. He's been waiting. He was waiting for Kim. Remember? He was waiting. The casket was ready. She was literally casket ready.
And allegedly, that's exactly why Busta Rhymes and Diddy got so tight. Word on the street is, they had a lot in common. Some even say they allegedly shared young dudes between them. Now that Diddy's caught up in a federal investigation, Busta's keeping his distance. But let's be real, they were thick as thieves for years, all the way back to the 90s. Here go Busta, cheesing hard, kicking it with Diddy, J-Lo, Aaliyah, Hype Williams, and a whole squad of industry folks. And check this, Busta chilling with Diddy and his old right-hand man, Jay-Z. Now peep this pic. Diddy looking at Busta like he's straight up dinner, literally. And let's not forget, Busta was still rolling with Diddy and hyping him up as recently as September 2023, just weeks before Cassie came through and dropped that bombshell lawsuit.
Let me finish. This is the father of the joint venture deals, the label deals, that's right, the production deals. That's right. This is the father. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna big up Dallas Austin because he pulled this all up. But when he did it, it was the complete shifting of the climate. We ain't never seen it before. The same way, there's been a lot of greatness after. But he added to the floors of the skyscraper. He designed the foundation for that skyscraper.
Now, back to what Jaguar Wright said about Wendy Williams exposing these so-called homo thugs. She ain't just called them that because they were gay and on the DL. Allegedly, they were out here using intimidation and straight-up violence on anybody who tried to speak on their secret lifestyle. And let's keep it real. Both Diddy and Busta Rhymes got a long history of putting hands on folks, both women and men, usually taking out their anger on people they know won't swing back. Busta's messy legal troubles go all the way back to 2006 when he allegedly put hands on a man for spitting on his car. Later that same year, prosecutors came for him again, trying to hit him with a weapons charge. According to Billboard, they claimed he had a whole machete sitting in his ride. Fast forward to 2007, and Busta found himself back in the hot seat. He ended up getting arrested and hit with a misdemeanor charge for allegedly roughing up his ex-driver over some money drama. Busta later pleaded guilty to both cases and got stuck with 3 years of probation. And just when it seemed like he was in the clear, boom, 2009 rolled around and the New York Post spilled the tea that Busta had to fork over $75,000 to a fan. This fan claimed Busta willed it out on him, tossing multiple water bottles his way while his bodyguard straight up punched him in the face. And for what? Allegedly just because the dude tried to dip out of Busta's concert. He later told the New York Post that he was really there to see Fabulous. But since Fab never showed up, he stood up, ready to bounce as soon as Busta wrapped up. But Busta wasn't having it. He told the man to sit back down and hit him with, "I'm not good for you." The man said Busta first splashed him with 1 bottle of water, then launched 2 more at him before one of his bodyguards clocked him. So yeah, it ain't hard to see why Busta and Diddy were tight all these years. But beyond their tempers, there's another thing they allegedly had in common: their appetite for much younger men. Matter of fact, if you ask Busta's former bodyguard, Big Homie CC, he's got some stories to tell. Busta was allegedly out here sending his crew to scout young, fine dudes and bring them straight to his VIP section at the club. Big Homie CC had the internet in a chokehold when he popped up on The Art of Dialogue, boldly dubbing Busta a super zest monster and spilling all the juicy details about what he was supposedly getting into with young men back in the day. Big Homie CC said this ain't even new. It's been an open secret in the industry for years. Everybody in the know, especially club promoters, was hip to Busta's preferences. Word is, whenever Busta was pulling up to a party, the promoters already knew the drill. They had to line up some fine young dudes for his VIP section to keep him entertained.
I seen you talking about Busta Rhymes before
Oh yeah.
in some of your videos.
Oh yeah. Super zest monster. For sure, bro. That's my thing, bro. Like, this been common knowledge though. Like, all my promoter homies would always say, man, you know, we gotta bring some we gotta bring some, what they call them, I'm not gonna say it on here. They call them fun boys. They'll say we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. Cause you know, I bodyguarded for Ghostface Killer before, you feel me? And being around him, you hear things, you feel me? I'm like, damn. And my auntie like the biggest Busta Rhymes fan, you feel me? Like, every cookout she playing it, all his little fast rapping, all of that, him and Craig Mack playing that.
Big Homie then spilled on one especially wild night when Busta saw him in the club with actor and model Don Benjamin, along with one of Don's homeboys, who just so happened to be a gay man. The second Busta locked eyes on the dude, he wasted no time. According to Big Homie, Busta damn near lunged at the guy, pulled him straight into his VIP section, and made sure he wasn't going anywhere. Big Homie broke it down. Busta was all over this dude, keeping him close and making sure he didn't stray too far. And according to him, this wasn't just some random one-time thing. Nah, this was routine every time Busta stepped in the club. Everybody who mattered knew the deal. Spot the finest man in the room and escort him straight to Busta's section. Cause once Busta had his eyes locked on somebody, he wasn't letting up.
Bro, on my soul, I'm out with a group of people. At this time, I was with Don Benjamin. You familiar with him?
No, never heard of him.
Model dude, like a model guy. He be doing like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin, and the club we ended up going to, Busta Rhymes in there. So it was a little lawyer guy that was with us. And the little lawyer guy we was with, you know, he was a gay dude, super cool, feel me, good guy. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad, like, What? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, and tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us. Well, I know he was in the little group. So if I go out with somebody, like a group of people, I try to make sure everybody get there together and leave together. No, he stayed with them. He stayed in there with them, bro. For sure, bro. You ain't never heard about this before, have you? Bro, this common knowledge, bro. Like, if you in the mix, bro. If you in the mix, like I've been in the mix, you know this.
Big Homie even remembered hearing Busta straight up say the dude looked cute. And once he had him in his section, he wasn't letting him go.
So, I hear somebody say, oh, he's cute, I want him. So when I heard that, I turned around like, man, did he just say that? Man, you got all this jewelry to attract some men in here? You wild. Shocked me. But sure enough.
And that was the guy that Busta Rhymes pulled back?
He pulled him into the section. Pulled him into the section, and then they walled him off like this man. I'm like, damn. And that little dude was so happy. He couldn't believe that. He was shocked.
Big Homie has been hip to Busta's ways for over a decade. When asked why nobody in the industry ever spoke on it, he kept it real, because they wanted to be in that VIP section right alongside Busta. But Big Homie also brought up something folks don't talk about enough: how Busta allegedly got a long history of snapping on women. According to him, it almost seems like Busta got some deep-rooted jealousy toward women just for being women.
How long has it been like this known about Busta Rhymes?
Well, I knew about this like in 2012. I knew about this in 2012.
How come you think nobody else speaks up on it or says anything?
Because, bro, these people admire these people so much. They want to make sure they in the section, they at the club, they at the video shoot, they can get backstage. That matters most to them. That matters so much to people. It's crazy. Like, but if you notice, like, it's countless videos of Busta Rhymes getting mad at females for just being girls. This girl touched him one time, he go crazy, throw a drink on her and everything. See what I'm saying? Like, what? Why you getting mad at females? You go to these guys, they in the club, go to their section. It's all men in the section. That ain't weird to nobody. I'm going to the bar, sorry. Text me if it get dangerous. But there's all this club security in here, like nothing's finna happen. Nobody wanna kill you guys, bro. Like, when I get jobs from people who really got a threat on their life, I move way different. Nobody wants to kill these entertainers like that, bro. Like when I do my threat assessment, there's never an immediate threat or danger. It's never a situation that they're gonna tell me, oh, this person wants to murder me, this person wants to bring harm on me.
You think it's just one bodyguard out here talking reckless? Nah, fam, there's more. A whole lineup of dudes has stepped up with their own wild run-ins with Busta Rhymes. Back in 2020, a social media user named Trip Alley let some real spicy tea spill on his YouTube channel, claiming Busta tried to holler at him in NYC while he was headed to a Halloween party at the club.
So, I'm walking, New York City, going to a club. It was Halloween weekend, everybody was out. And it was this party we was going to, me, my boy, and his friend that had came in from Detroit. And I'm walking across the street and Busta Rhymes just grabbed my hand. And he holding my hand. Now, I ain't know it was Busta at first. Busta Rhymes tall. I'm sure I came up to about right here. So the first thing I noticed was this big ass flip mode chain that was blinding me. So I look at the chain and I look up, I'm like, oh, what's up, Busta? What's up? Now he holding my hand the whole time. I'm like, what's up, man? He like, what you doing? And I was like, oh, me and my people, we about to go to this club around the corner. What's up, man? And then I noticed throughout my peripheral vision, the side eye, this big bodyguard in black. Just standing there, you know, looking around, you know, looked at me, you know, still looking around. Meanwhile, Busta still got my hand in his hand.
Trip Alley said Busta hit him with an invite to slide into his VIP section at the club, and at first, Trip was hyped, thinking it was just gonna be a normal turn-up.
And he says, you know, I'm about to go in this club. You know, we got a section. You know, you can come in with me if you want. And I'm like, word, for real? Like, that's what's up. Like, he was like, yeah. I was like, well, I gotta, you know, tell my people. I was like, I come in, you know what I'm saying? He was like, okay, just let me know, you know, tell them that you coming in there to meet with me and come on up. And I was like, bet. So, of course, I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? Busta Rhymes is one of my favorite artists.
But then, Trip got into it with his friend, who wasn't feeling the idea of boosting Busta's party. Things got heated real quick, turning into a full-blown fight. After that, Trip was so shaken up he wasn't even in the mood to hit the club anymore. To make it worse, his friend just dipped and left him stranded in the middle of NYC. Low-key, that might have been a blessing in disguise, cause who knows what would have gone down if he had actually pulled up to Busta's VIP section. Now, jump to 2021, and the rumors started flying again. Busta was back out here supposedly trying to pick up dudes. Paparazzi even caught him allegedly leaving a pride event with a trans woman. But wait, there's more. Another person came through with a story, and this time, it's none other than Orlando Brown. Yeah, you heard that right. He recently claimed that a whole squad of rappers, including Busta and Diddy, had been with him. Orlando Brown had the internet going wild once again, after he got on camera and let the tea spill, claiming he got down with a whole lineup of rappers, including Diddy, Busta Rhymes, Drake, Bow Wow, and plenty more. But here's the twist. Orlando got a history of substance use and some, let's just say, out there behavior. Because of that, folks didn't really take him seriously at first when he started dropping these jaw-dropping claims about the music industry. Everybody just laughed it off, chalking it up as another one of Orlando's wild rants. But now, with big-name power players getting hit with all kinds of crazy accusations, people are starting to connect the dots. Suddenly, Orlando's stories ain't looking so far-fetched anymore. Could it be that he's been trying to put us on game about what's really going down in the industry this whole time? And more importantly, who are these rappers he claims took advantage of him? For a little context, over the past few years, Orlando has been popping up in viral interviews, spilling all kinds of jaw-dropping allegations about supposed Hollywood rituals. In one of those interviews, he even hinted that there are some big-name monsters lurking in the entertainment industry, and out of nowhere, he randomly mentioned Diddy, strongly implying that Diddy did a certain something to him.
There's a lot of things that will make you buckle, bro. They make you buckle, bro. People done lost their families, bro. People done lost their kids and shit. A lot of stuff that happened.
Life insurance policies out on rappers. Mainly because it's more dangerous for rappers nowadays.
I mean, this is a touchy subject. I just, you know, I'll give you this. You can willingly turn woman and have a bag, or you can do what I'm doing. You can willingly turn trans, or you can get in trouble and go to jail and get up, and they do it to you forcefully because you up and you didn't know what to do.
Back then, folks just laughed it off, treating Orlando's comments like part of the never-ending joke about Diddy possibly being on the down low. But now, with all these serious accusations stacking up against Diddy, the vibe is changing. People are starting to wonder, maybe Orlando wasn't just talking crazy after all. When the bombshell headlines about Diddy's alleged crimes hit back in November, Cam Capone didn't waste a second. He brought Orlando back for another sit-down on the channel. This time, they circled back to Orlando's viral comments about Diddy from the year before, and even mentioned 50 Cent's wild story about Diddy trying to take him shopping. And let's just say, Orlando's reaction to all the Diddy talk was real interesting.
One of the big things that made its rounds all over the internet, went completely viral, was some things you had to say about Diddy.
Oh yeah.
And there was also, shortly after that, there was an old video that was kind of going viral. And it was 50 Cent, and where he says he was at a party with Diddy. And he was mad at Diddy because Diddy offered to take him shopping. and he felt like that was only something like you would do for a female.
He's a nice guy.
A lot of people are convinced that Orlando is playing it smart, mixing truth with what sounds like nonsense. Maybe as a way to protect himself, they think he's using his eccentric behavior as a shield while still dropping real info in between the chaos. On the flip side, some argue that just because Orlando has had his struggles with mental health, that doesn't mean his claims should be written off so easily. Some folks believe Orlando's struggles might actually come from traumatic experiences in the industry, and all this talk could be his way of coping, or even trying to get some justice. And trust, he ain't done spilling tea just yet. Recently, he went viral again, claiming he got down with multiple men in the industry, not just Diddy, but also name-dropping Busta Rhymes and a whole lineup of others.
We made love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you seen Busta in the airport too. Devil from China like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
And what's that name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Usher. Usher's a gusher. And
why you not having no hoes?
I'm telling you, bro, it's my dad's friends. My dad sent his best friends on me.
Who's your dad? Lucifer.
Most folks tend to brush Orlando off when he makes these kinds of claims, but lately, in some interviews where he seems more clear-headed, he's actually been making a lot of sense, if you really listen and read between the lines. And of course, with all these rumors swirling around Busta Rhymes, you know 50 Cent had to jump in and stir the pot. 50, who's gearing up to hit the stage with Busta at the upcoming Humor and Harmony Comedy Festival, couldn't resist taking a jab. He posted that iconic pic of Busta in his bright yellow 1999 MTV VMAs outfit, clearly clowning. But Busta wasn't about to let that slide. He clapped back with an AI-generated pic of 50 and hit him with, "I keep telling y'all, the blessings don't stop, so we ain't never gonna stop." Busta kept the jokes rolling, firing back at 50 with, "I thought it was Father's Day, 50 Cent, and you out here looking like this? Don't let me find you in the mirror prepping your look for Shreveport." Now, 50 and Busta are clearly just clowning each other, but fans ain't letting Busta off the hook so easily. A lot of people are saying he needs to quit with the jokes and actually address those VIP club allegations. One fan commented, "I've heard multiple gay stories about Busta, that he's a busty snatcher and that he physically mistreats the minis. I remember a TV show with a gay character dating an obviously DL rapper, and I was like, is this about Busta?" Another person chimed in saying, "This has been known for years. The most disturbing part of it all, the rumor is that Busta is so deep in self-hate and homophobia that he actually beats up the male escorts he hires. That's next level disturbing. And to make it worse, people are saying his misogynistic behavior just adds to the pattern. So, what do you think about all these allegations surrounding Busta Rhymes? And what's your take on Orlando Brown claiming he slept with Diddy, Busta, and other rappers? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to check out the next video. You won't want to miss it.